Hi everyone, as you can see, we are currently on the HMA or Hide My Ass VPN portal. Our subscription status is active and we are currently using a 7-day trial program. The renewal date is set for March 27, 2026. Now let's take a look at the pricing. A 1-month plan is roughly $11. If you choose the 12-month plan, it comes down to about $4.39 per month, saving you 60%. And if you go for the 36-month plan, it's approximately $2.99 per month, which is a 73% discount. The pricing is quite similar to other major VPN providers. They offer over 100 locations and more than 3,400 servers worldwide. However, the biggest drawback I found is that they don't have a dedicated web-based control center. This means you can't easily access advanced settings like SOC 5, WireGuard configurations, or OpenVPN files for router setups directly from the web. For this reason, regardless of how highly others might speak of it, I'm not particularly impressed. Nevertheless, let's do a deep dive to see how it actually performs. I'll start by clicking the Download button. The setup file for Windows is quite small, about 1.64 megabytes. Besides Windows, HMA is available for Mac OS, Android phones and tablets, and iOS devices. Let's proceed with the installation and see what kind of performance we get on a PC. The installation is now underway. Once it's finished, we'll check the connection speed and overall performance. After testing it on PC, we will also try it out on mobile to see how it fares there. I encourage you to watch the full video to see the results. One important tip: if you subscribe through an Android device, you can get a 7-day free trial. This allows you to test the service thoroughly before making a purchase. Let's see how it performs on both Windows and Android. As you can see, the application has been successfully installed. Once open, you will notice two main options on either side of the interface: a settings button on the top left and a more option on the top right. Moving down, you'll find the location selection menu and the VPN on-off toggle. Your current IP address is also displayed right here at the bottom. First, let's explore the More option. Here, you'll find a dedicated section for monitoring data traffic. This tool is very useful for tracking exactly how much data you are downloading and uploading in real time. Next, we have the kill switch. You can easily toggle this on or off from here. Additionally, there is an app kill switch feature, which allows you to apply the kill switch specifically to certain applications. Below that, you'll see the Auto Connect option. Keep in mind that all of these features can also be accessed and managed directly through the main settings menu. Let's head into the Settings or Preferences. Under the General tab, you have options for startup behavior and notifications. You can also change the application language and check for the latest updates from this screen. In the Privacy section, you'll find the kill switch and app kill switch settings we mentioned earlier. If you go into the app kill switch settings, there is an Add Application button. By clicking this, you can browse your computer and select specific applications that you want to be protected by the kill switch. There is also a Location History section where you can view or clear your recently used locations. Now, let's move to the Connection tab. Pop-up appears. Would you like to apply your changes? Click Apply. In the connection settings, you can configure Auto Connect to either do nothing, ask to turn on, or turn on VPN automatically. You can even set specific rules for private and public Wi-Fi networks. This application offers a very robust set of features. Under the Advanced tab, the VPN protocol is set to automatic by default, which is recommended. However, you can manually select specific protocols such as WireGuard, Mimic and Obfuscation Protocol, or OpenVPN. Within the OpenVPN settings, you have the option to use TCP only and an open log feature for diagnostics. I suggest leaving it on automatic, as the software will intelligently select the best and most stable protocol for your current connection. Finally, there are the Help and Support and Account tabs. In the Account section, you can see our current 7-day premium subscription details. That covers the primary interface and settings of the app. Now let's test the connection and see what kind of speeds we can get. The Location menu categorizes servers into all countries, favorites, and P2P optimized regions. I'll start by connecting to a P2P optimized region in Australia. Let's see how it performs. As you can see, it is successfully connected. I'll move the application to the side and resize my browser window so we can see everything clearly. I'm also opening the Task Manager and heading to the Ethernet tab under Performance. This will allow us to monitor the raw data throughput and speed fluctuations during the test. I'm heading to speedtest.net by Ookla to run the test. But before that, as we always do, let's verify our IP address on Hoover.net. According to Hoover, our anonymity score is 90%, which is excellent. It correctly shows our location as Sydney, Australia, confirming that the VPN is working perfectly. Now let's run the speed test. The test is started, and the results look very impressive. While the Task Manager shows raw throughput peaking over 500 megabits, the speed test is stabilizing over 390 megabits for downloads. This is an outstanding speed for a P2P network connecting to Australia. The upload speed is also looking superb. HMA is definitely delivering high performance. Overall, everything looks quite good to me. So let's move on and try the second P2P location, Japan. Let's see how Japan's P2P support performs. Okay, we've connected to the Japan P2P server. Now let's check the status of this Japan IP. It's loading now. This IP also looks excellent. It appears to be hosted by a cloud service provider called Datacenter and is likely a data center IP. Now let's run a speed test. In my previous VPN reviews, I've noticed that many VPN services use Datacamp's cloud hosting. In my experience, their services have consistently performed well. The speed here is also superb. We're getting excellent speeds on the PC. We won't test any more P2P servers for now. Let's move on and try Albania, which is at the top of the list. Connecting to Albania, it's obtaining the IP, and we are connected. Now let's check the Albania IP. Notice that the IP ends in .236, which matches what's shown in the app. Everything looks perfect here, including the DNS. Let me reload the speed test. Let's see what kind of speed we get here. I'm starting the test now. After this, I'll perform a few more random speed tests so you can see the kind of performance this service offers. As you can see, it's crossing 200 Mbps, hitting around 223 Mbps. The upload speed is also fantastic, staying well above 100 Mbps. This is truly an impressive speed. The VPN I reviewed previously, SkyVPN, which had a lot of hype online, performed very poorly. In my opinion, it was completely useless. Moving on, the page for the next location has loaded even before the connection was fully established. Here we see Cogent Communications. We've seen Cogent with several other VPN operators before. Let's check the IP status. This IP is also excellent, a data center IP from Cogent Communications. Now let's see what the speed is like. I won't check every single location as that would make the video too long. We also need to test the mobile application, so I'll try to keep this concise while ensuring we cover the essentials. As you can see, with the Argentina IP, the speed isn't as high as the previous ones, but it's still decent. We're getting about 54 Mbps. Interestingly, the upload speed is quite strong, even higher than the download speed, reaching over 120 Mbps. I really appreciate that even if the download speed is lower, the upload performance remains quite good. To start, I have connected my VPN to Argentina. Let's initiate the test. As you can see, the connection is through Cogent Communications. The results are impressive. We are getting a download speed of 381.70 Mbps and an upload speed of 126.96 Mbps. Next, I am switching the location to Australia, specifically selecting the Melbourne server. Let's click Go and check the performance. For the Melbourne server, the download speed is 178.09 Mbps, while the upload speed is significantly higher at 258.36 Mbps. Now, let's move on to Austria. I'm updating the VPN location and starting the test again. The server has been identified. For Austria, we are seeing a download speed of 291.81 Mbps and an upload speed of 171.41 Mbps. Up next is Belgium. I'm switching the server now. It seems we encountered a temporary connection interruption, so let me quickly reload the page. Okay, it's back up, finding the optimal server, and the test has started. In Belgium, we are getting a download speed of 226.25 Mbps and an upload speed of 192.38 Mbps. Let's try a different region now, Bosnia and Herzegovina. connecting to the server and hitting Go. For this location, the download speed is quite stable at 226.25 Mbps, but the upload speed is lower, coming in at 25.92 Mbps. Moving to South America, let's test Brazil, specifically the São Paulo server. The connection is established. Here, we are seeing a download speed of 303.88 Mbps and an upload speed of 156.26 Mbps. Now, let's head over to North America and select Canada, specifically the Vancouver server. Let's see how it performs. The download speed for Canada is 185.38 Mbps, and the upload speed is very strong at 358.82 Mbps. Let's check the speed for Colombia next. I'm switching the VPN location and starting the test. For Colombia, we have a download speed of 247.21 Mbps and an upload speed of 176.10 Mbps. Next on the list is Cyprus, specifically the Nicosia server. Let's initiate the test. The performance here is excellent, with a download speed of 379.51 Mbps and an upload speed of 128.11 Mbps. Now let's switch to Finland. I'm updating the server location and clicking Go. For Finland, we are getting a download speed of 96.26 Mbps and a very high upload speed of 310.51 Mbps. Moving to France, let's see the results for the French server. Both download and upload speeds are quite balanced here, with 162.72 Mbps for download and 162.72 Mbps for upload. Let's test the United States now, specifically the server in Denver. Connecting, and the test is underway. In Denver, we are seeing a download speed of 175.81 Mbps and an upload speed of 232.25 Mbps. Finally, let's check the United Arab Emirates, specifically the Sharjah server. Let's hit Go one last time. For the UAE, the download speed is very fast at 508.41 Mbps, while the upload speed is 34.53 Mbps. That concludes our multi-country speed test using HMA VPN. As you can see, speeds vary significantly depending on the server location.